I'm Pint, and I've taken the world by storm. I've been making videos for a year now, and with all 2 of my highly edited Final Fantasy XIV videos, I've managed to climb to the very top. I'm now equal in power to Yoshi P, and my power only continues to grow. But I am a generous god, and I know many of you aspire to be just like me and Yoshida here. So today, I will tell you
They can hear the music, but they can't hear the voices. Are we good? Are we good?
Thank you,
Right.
cameraman, for unmuting me. Dude, all right, chat. I was gonna tell him, like, make sure I'm unmuted, but I was like, he's probably got it. He's fine. Hello, guys. Welcome. Fuck, dude. Hey, guys. I'm gonna teach you how to make people cry. Technical difficulties. That's how it happens. All right. I'm gonna fuck. Oh no. All right. I'm sorry. I'm running it. I'm going to tell you how to make people cry, how to make people laugh, and how, most of all, to make good content. Because I think at the end of the day, me and Yoshi are not too dissimilar. The way Final Fantasy is good, the way my videos are good, it's all the same in the end. We hijack your emotions. So, let's get started, shall we? Inspirations. If you want to make good content, here's my first tip. You have, and I mean have, to steal. I'm talking like no limits. You gotta be fucking ruthless with that shit. You gotta figure out exactly what it is you're gonna steal. Nothing is original in this day and age. Don't get caught up on that. You think Yoshi P came up with Shadowbringers from nothing? Nah, that shit's ripped up straight from Tolkien. You think the Dark Knight quest line is good? Nah, that shit's straight up Fight Club. I'm telling you. If you're gonna be creating something, you're gonna be stealing something, whether you know it or not. You gotta get over that right now. So, what inspires you? Well, many things can inspire you. I mean, think about Final Fantasy itself. I've been playing this game for like a year now, and frankly, I think if the cameraman would change the slide to the thing I'm talking about, if you, oh man, dude. Okay, chat. I got people in my ear. I'm sorry. We'll cut that. Final Fantasy itself is pretty inspiring. I mean, you can look at the stories, the lore in the game. You can take the themes from Final Fantasy. You can the story, the world, the characters. Next slide, please. People, other content creators, the people that you watch on YouTube, people like me. Just me. Next slide. We don't need these people. We don't need these. Get them out of here. Friends. Oh, so many friends. Funny friends. Mostly funny friends. Like, let's say your friend makes a joke about, like, dude, Hoshapant's got a funny hat in that one cutscene. Maybe you can take that joke, put it in a video. What I'm trying to say is no one thing comes out of a vacuum. The trick to being creative is pulling it from as many places as possible. Whether that's the game you're playing, the video you're watching, the friends you have. It's you got to find it where you can, and you can't have shame with that. It's all from different places that make up a whole. You need to study it. You need to emulate it. You need to let it guide you. Figure out why it makes you feel a certain way. Figure out how to make people feel that way. Now you may be thinking, Pint, I'm super into Palace of the Dead. No one wants to watch that, and you would be right. It sucks. You shouldn't do Palace of the Dead content. But there is a niche for everyone. And I do mean everyone. I mean, look at it. We're playing Final Fantasy right now. We're playing Final Fantasy 14, the deadest game in the entire world. I mean, we could all be playing Minecraft right now, and I'd have like 2 million viewers. But no, here we are, Final Fantasy. There's a niche for everyone. So I'm going to bring up two of probably the biggest streamers in Final Fantasy. We have Lucy Pyre and Preach Gaming. Maybe the two most different people in the entire world. I mean, one is like a psychotic demon, the other's Lucy Pyre. Raiders, am I right? Now, I mean, let's be honest here. Let's be serious for a moment. We've got Preach. He makes content for like generally an older crowd. He's like 25 himself, but generally his audience tends to be a little older. He's definitely got a more mature vibe to him. He talks a lot about game design, whereas Lucy talks about cum pretty much exclusively. And yet here they are under the same banner, under the same game, and it works for them. So frankly, don't worry about, is my content going to be good enough for people to play? Think about, is this going to be good enough for anyone to watch? The person that I'm trying to get to watch it, are they going to like it? That's what you should worry about. Because I think that's what Yoshi does too, right? Like, it's like this game focuses exactly on the biggest player metrics or anything like that. It focuses on being a good game first, and the people who just enjoy this type of thing tend to like it very, very much. But I've got ahead of myself. We have the hardest part right here, friends. Cut the music. This is serious. Hey, you right there. You think this shit's easy? You think making YouTube videos for a living is fun? You think slaving away in editing programs for hours is easy? No, it's not easy. But you know what's even harder than all of that? It's starting anything. Starting any video, starting anything is harder than anything else in the whole world. And that's why I'm going to dedicate the next 5 minutes to trying to get you to get off your goddamn ass and make something out of your life. So, here's the big secret. There's no secret. You just have to start. There's no secret at all. You actually just have to wake up one day and decide, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make it as good as I can possibly make it. Now, I believe something, which is, I have a made-up statistic here that I'll read off my sheet of paper. 99% of people won't make it, but that's not because only 1% of people can make it. I believe that only 1% of people really try. Now, that's not to say that, if you don't succeed, it's just because you're not trying. Of course, you're trying, and I commend you for that. But a lot of people, they never even open up an editing software. They never open up Microsoft Word and write down exactly what they think their idea is going to be. And that's true for life. I mean, how many of you wrote down a plan for what you're going to do over the next year? frankly, I think that could help a lot. But I mean, barring the self-discipline of starting, there's also the general vibe of, hey, do you genuinely like this? I mean, when Tommy in it drops a 2-hour long podcast talking about what fonts he uses in a YouTube video, and I get genuinely excited, I feel like that's a pretty good sign that this content thing is way too deep in my brain, and I need to figure out some other form of enjoyment. But at least if I like Tommy in it, and I like my fonts, and I like my little content creation game, then I can look around. I can get inspired. And most of all, I can fucking start. That's what you need to do. Make sure you can start more than anything. Please, I beg you. And I mean, that even applies to content creators that are still going right now. Because I'm sure most of you probably haven't started, but some of you have probably started. And if you've started, you probably are putting off like that one video that you think you could make, but you just it's kind of a lot. I don't know if I want to do that video. Trust me, starting something and failing is better than never starting at all. Now, let me tell you about my favorite person in the entire world. Natsuko Ishikawa. Yes, she wrote Shadowbringers, and I think some of Heavensward, and also I think the Dark Knight questline and Endwalker, but I haven't played Endwalker yet. But my friend, oh my god, she is the best. Now, little fun known fact about Yoshida Natsuko Ishikawa is the way she wrote Shadowbringers is actually very incredible. Can we cut the music here? This is a pretty serious topic. So, unlike most writers, she sat down and in one weekend, she wrote down the entire plot to Shadowbringers. She got every character wrote down their lore, their personalities, all their plot lines, everything they would do in the expansion, and even the post-patch content. She wrote it all down in just a weekend. That's crazy. Or at least it would be, if I weren't lying to you. That's right. No, dude. No, that's crazy. No, planning. You have to plan. That's what this whole bit's about. No, look at that. You think she would not plan? No, you have to plan. If you're gonna make anything good, it will be planned. I mean, think about how much planning went into the show for the mic to be muted at the start and for me to get nervous and stop talking sometimes. You have to plan, and even with plans, there's gonna be hiccups. But at least when you plan, there's gonna be something. There's gonna be something worth watching. My general philosophy is the more you plan, the better it will be. No, that's wrong. No. Don't listen to that. It's not the more you plan, the better it will be. The better you plan, the better it'll be. So I generally have a bit of a rule for how I plan something. Write, complete, refine, repeat. Bars. So, what do I mean by this? I mean, this is the process I take. And this is a sort of cyclical process on how I write my videos. So let's just get started with a write, shall we? Build it out. Now, this is a pretty vague step. You want to open up a Word document and you want to just write down like vaguely what you want the video to be. It's a video about how Black Mage is hard. It's a video about how I enslaved my Final Fantasy guild. That sort of thing. Build it out, general rough it. Then you want to have you want to figure out, okay, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about the leveling of Black Mage. I'm going to talk about the rating of Black Mage. I'm going to figure out all that stuff. Figure out what you kind of want the general idea to be, start to finish. Then, oh, my friends, you've done it. You've completed it. And it's bad. It's fucking awful. I mean, you should probably just give up. You should be ashamed. Like, really? But hey, look at that. You're only halfway through the process. It's fine for it to be bad. You think Shadowbringers was good the first time? No. because the first iteration of Shadowbringers was 1.0, and we all know about 1.0. I mean, hell, ARR is, something. Anyway, after you've completed it and it's bad, it's very important that you refine it. Ask your friends. Fucking maybe post the finished thing to Reddit and be like, what do you think, guys? You think this is good? And then all the comments will be like, actually stop. You should never try this ever again. And that's okay. If you can get any constructive criticism, if anyone can tell you this joke doesn't really land, this joke is really good, anything to help you figure out what should be there and what shouldn't be there is good. Make sure that you refine it. And I think asking friends is good because everyone's got friends, right? Oh, all right. The audience is a bit sparse tonight. Anyway, the last step, my favorite of all, repeat. That's right. Don't crack under pressure. I'm telling you, this is the most important part. Look, when you're repeating and you're rewriting, you start over from right, and then you complete it again, and then you got to refine it again, and then you got to repeat it again, over and over and over again. It's very important that you don't crack under pressure because this is an iterative process. Even Yoshi P delayed Endwalker, it's okay, man. If you gotta delay whatever it is you're making, whether it's a video or if it's a drawing or a live stream or whatever it is, for it to be good, let that happen. Because you'd rather have a good product that's delayed than a bad one that's rushed. Amen. Now, I have a general rule when it comes to planning that you should keep in mind, and that is don't be fucking boring, dude. That's the worst thing you can do. It's more important than being interesting. Don't be fucking boring. I am telling you, being boring is pretty much the worst sin you can possibly commit. I've personally never been boring. So if you want to be like me, you want to hit certain emotions with people. Make sure they're guided throughout the video. And I mean, this is you can forget this pretty easily, but you want to constantly be thinking every fucking second of the video, does this make the person, let's say, does it make them excited? Are they excited by this point in the video? No? Okay. Are they laughing at this point in the video? Are they intrigued? Are they surprised? Are they on the edge of their seat? Are they fucking cooming from the big plot point that just happened in your video, in your story, in whatever it is you're making? There's pacing. And that's what boring's all about. It's not about being constantly on and constantly having the height of production at all times. It's about satisfying that human urge for dopamine and telling a good story. Because at the end of the day, compelling visuals and following trends are important. But what about when everyone can do that? I fully expect that one day, all of you will be able to make videos just as good as me because unfortunately, I am a mortal being, and everything that I can do, you technically can do. But what sets me apart is my creative prowess, who I am, and the stories I make. Essentially, what I'm saying is there's always an arms race for quality, for technical quality, and everyone can get it. I mean, hell, you can buy it. You could hire an editor. But the core video, the core content, the core game being good, that's what's important. Now, I think you need a good base. A good base to make it good is paramount, and that's what I've been saying, frankly. Now, I think there's 3 points you want to sort of hit to keep that engagement, to keep the uptime, and to keep the emotion. So with the story, you got to make sure it's paced well, dude. You got to make sure you're not drowning people in just crazy cuts and crazy gags, blah, 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 blah. You got to make sure they can digest it. But you've also got to have uptime. You got to make sure that they can, they're not bored, frankly. That's what those two mean. And then the third one, I think this is my favorite one. You got to hit their emotions. Again, you got to make them cry. You got to make them laugh. You got to make them intrigued. You got to make them wonder what's coming up next. Figure out how to pique their emotions. Figure out how to control their emotions. Now, all right, cut the music. Cut this shit out. I know why you're really here. That's right. That's right. My most asked question. It's not any of this stupid bullshit. It's not any of this. You want to know one thing and one thing only. You want to know how I, Pint, edit my videos. That's right. That's right. Yep. Can I? Is there like a round of applause back there? I could get. No. Yeah, you guys. Uh, yeah, you got. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you guys are so passionate. So, I'm gonna tell you exactly all the secrets I have to how to edit my videos. So, first of all, I watch how other people edit. Now, this is in my inspiration part, which I glossed over pretty quickly, but I mean, it's pretty normal. You want to find other people who are making the things you want to make. That's what you want. You want to find out what it is you want to make, figure out how you want to make it, and then, now this is the crazy part, my friends, you do it. Because technical talent is just practice. If you want to know how to edit like me, open up editing software and start. Find a YouTube video that's edited well, try and replicate it. Fail for like a week, and then at the end of that week, have a pretty good estimation of how to do it. I remember I used to play Overwatch back in the day, and I really wanted like a green screen of Sombra dancing. And instead of going to the green screen in the game, I learned how to like cut out Sombra from the game, like against like a normal background with like manual frame by frame shit. And that taught me like everything I know about rotoscoping in general. Just take upon stupid projects, do them wrong, and you'll figure out how to do them right over time. I mean, frankly, I think 99% of the people who have asked me how I edit have never even opened After Effects. Probably like another chunk of those have never even edited a video before and maybe won't, you know. Starting is important, not being afraid of how much you don't know. I know it's daunting, but just start with something like, okay, I can probably make a square move from the left side of the screen to the other side. And you'll notice that a lot of what I'm doing in this video is the same thing. This is just a recorded shot that's zooming in. This is, you know, maybe that's a little more advanced, but it's just exposure being turned up and then down. I mean, the bounce is a kind of an advanced thing, but even that's just something I copy and paste at this point. You sort of figure it out. You build up your skill set, your repertoire. It's like an artist drawing. How does an artist get good at drawing? They draw. How do you get good at playing the piano? You play the piano. Now, obviously, there's a bit more nuance to that, and there's different ways to learn it. But trust me, if you want to get good at editing, you just have to edit. And there's no secrets, there's no shortcuts for skill. All right, next slide, please. The shortcuts. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you about all the shortcuts. I was lying. There's so many shortcuts you can take. Dude, don't you fucking dare do everything the hard way. Holy shit. Dude, cutting corners is like my favorite thing in the entire world. I would not be here today if it wasn't for cutting corners. I honestly love it more than my own parents. Cutting corners got me through college. I mean, frankly, cutting corners isn't always worth it, right? Whenever you've got like a really good scene that you want to work on and it needs to be good, then you maybe put in like 18 hours. Like this shot took me about 18 hours to replicate. You know, you want to put effort in for stuff like this. This shit matters. But generally for like, you know, the unimportant parts like the intro or you know, the emotional climax, maybe there you want to cut corners. And you may be thinking, Pint, no way. There's no way you cut corners. There's no way you cut corners. I don't believe it. There's no Yoshi P wouldn't cut corners. How dare you speak of this blasphemy? Well, my friend, have you ever noticed how not every cutscene in this game is voiced? How sometimes you get asked to go talk to like four random gods and see their opinions on things. There's cut corners everywhere. In every good piece of media, they gauge how much energy they have, how many resources they have, and how to invest that in the most efficient way, while also you know not expending themselves to an unnecessary degree for something that can be done far easier with far less effort. Now, you do want to do things the hard way sometimes. Like I say, when you've got like a really big scene coming up or the emotional climax, the part of the video people will remember, the intro, probably not the outro, because only like 30% of people who watch my videos stick around to the end. Um, but the important parts that maybe there you try it, you try really hard, right? Maybe there you go all out. I remember I had like a 30-second intro for 10,000 Hours of Black Mage, and that actually took me like 2 days to make because I was just going crazy with every shot. It was so laggy, my computer could barely run it. Maybe there you go crazy with the editing. Figure out what parts people focus on and what parts people don't focus on. Because a surprising amount of shots in my videos are literally just me and G-pose zooming in on my character's face, and then it's funny because it's zoomed in. Look, it's funny, isn't it funny? Look at how it's zoomed in. It is. That's so funny, right? All right, next slide. You, my friend, are ready to become a god. You've made your video. You're all good. You're ready to upload it to the internet. Oh man, I could never be prouder of you. It's time to get those clicks, baby. Now, let me tell you, if nobody clicks your video, they're not going to see it. I know this is like the boring homework part that no one wants to hear about. It's thumbnails, titles. This is like doing math. It sucks. I get it. You're tempted. You've just finished your video. Ah, shit. Oh, I know how to make videos. I don't know how to make good thumbnails and titles. Don't worry about that, man. If you have to delay the video for a week to get a good thumbnail and title, do it. Because in my opinion, a good thumbnail and title is about half of the video. Do you think like really that these games would be so popular if we didn't have like the huge cinematic trailers? You think Shadowbringers would have been as popular without Riding Home? You think ARR would have been good without a fucking 9-minute cinematic trailer that like perfectly encapsulated the entire plot of 1.0? In fact, probably improved upon it. No, it's marketing, baby. And marketing makes the world go round. That's why you're here today. That's why I got these red pigtails. It's marketing, baby. It's a brand. Never forget that. So, I like to go by the Pint system with thumbnails. Now, it's a pretty simple system. First of all, you have to pique their interest. That's right. Pique their interest. Pull them in. Give them something to latch onto. Something, what's that? What's that little thing I could click on? Something eye-catching, something engaging, something well composed. Not too many elements, but not too few. Not too flashy colors, but not unflashy enough to where it's not seen. Make it nice and bright. Make it nice and clear. Then, my friends, you influence their emotions. That's right. Now that you've caught their attention with a good composition and good colors, how does it make them feel? How does it make them feel? Then you nurture curiosity. You've made them feel a certain way. Are they happy? Are they sad? Are they shocked? Are you doing a big pog face that makes them think, oh my God, what are they pogging so much about? Nurture curiosity. Every thumbnail should have a question. What's the video after this? Your thumbnail is the first shot of a video. Don't forget that. It's the first shot of your intro. It's the first thing people see of your video. It needs to give them some kind of hook. Every book opens with some kind of hook. It's a big thing in writing. It's a big thing in production. Never forget that. And once you've done all of that, once you've pinned that down, step 3, baby. You take control. Take control of them. They are yours. They are now just another metric, another brick in the wall, another dollar in your bank account, another thing for you to use to inflate your ego. Just add a little bit more. Now, just one more thing on thumbnails before I go. I think that technical aspects are less important than the emotional aspects. Some of the best thumbnails are the ones that make the emotion of the viewer the most crazy. In hindsight, I probably should have got some examples of some good thumbnail. Oh, would you look at that? As a good thumbnail. You know, that's why you got the pog faces that look super dumb. Frankly, they're kind of embarrassing to do. That's why you got like the weird shading. That's why you got guns. This isn't my best work, but you can see why it's what it's going for, what the emotions it's trying to carry. It's more important that you get the emotion right than you get all the exact colors and the exact correct rendering right. Because thumbnails aren't art, you know. One of my best friends, he's a photographer. He takes great photos. But if any of his photos were a YouTube thumbnail, no one would click them. Because marketing isn't art. It's very different for a reason. But you know what, my friend? I'm proud of you. Look at you. You did it. You made a video and you uploaded it to YouTube. And oh my god, it's so bad. Can we get some sad music in the chat for this awful video they just uploaded? I mean, frankly, they should be ashamed. Yeah. I'm sorry, dude. You worked months on that video and it was awful. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, frankly, I think you should give up. Oh, sorry, no, I'm looking at my notes. I just misread it. Don't give up. Don't give up. Look, here's the thing. Your first video, your second video, your 500th video is going to have flaws. It's going to have things you can improve. It's never going to be perfect. And there's always going to be things where you look at it after and think, fuck, I could have done that better. I could have done this better. I mean, look at this live stream, right? There's definitely things we could have done better here, right? Production team. Anyway, dude, that's mean. They can't talk back. I'm just roasting them. Can we get a round of applause for the production team? All right, that's enough. Yeah, sad music again. All right, don't give up. Don't give up on your video, guys, because it will be bad. It will be bad, and you'll regret things about it, and you'll probably be embarrassed about it years from now. But that's just part of it, because no creator in the fucking world exists that doesn't have a bad video on their timeline. Some people think my best videos are the videos that I'm most embarrassed by. I have hundreds of thousands of views on videos that I fucking hate and want no one to see. But they're there and they're part of the journey. Look, it's going back to that piano analogy. If the first song you play is you barely being able to crank out Twinkle Twinkle Little Star without fucking up a note, sure, that's kind of embarrassing at the family wedding. But you're never gonna play fucking Ode to Joy by Beethoven if you never ever start and never confront that feeling of having a bad product. Having a bad product is part of the entire process, and get used to it now because it never stops. I still think my videos are bad. Even 10K as a Black Mage, I'm like, the writing in that wasn't what it could be. Oh man, I could totally improve that. But I digress. I think you also shouldn't focus on the metrics. You shouldn't focus on, oh, my video didn't get enough views, because maybe it is a good video. Maybe it just doesn't have the views that it should be getting right now. That's an option too. I mean, look at Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy definitely doesn't appeal to like the biggest chunk of people in real life, right? MMOs are kind of a niche in and of themselves. It's definitely not the most popular game in the world, but Yoshi and that team, they focus on making a good product that doesn't focus on player metrics and engagement like some other games do. And I think that's really valuable, you know, just trying to make a good product, not worrying too much about how much the viewers and stuff and how much the player base and how many, what the numbers are, right? If you know deep down in your heart that you do have a good product, then you don't really need to worry about how many views it'll get. Because you'll always want more views. How many do you want? You want 100,000? Sounds pretty great, right? Then you get 100,000 3 times in a row, and then you get 50,000. Oh no, your life's ruined. What are you gonna do? You've got 50,000 views? I thought you got 100,000 views. You've fallen off. You're making backwards progress. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about backwards progress, about losing people, about gaining people. As long as you can just focus on making a consistently better product time and time again, and knowing that it will be bad and that you'll improve on that badness, that is what it's all about. So now that you've done your video, and again, let's not forget how poorly it did. I mean seriously, like, are you sure you want to do this? Do you even like it? Maybe that's for another panel. But now that you've finished your video, you've got to run it back, baby. Start again. Start with a fresh idea. Start with something that excites you. Start with something where you won't make those same mistakes. You'll make different mistakes, and it'll be bad in a different way. But as long as you make more mistakes, that's more things you can learn. And the more things you can learn, the better you'll be in the end. I mean, look at this. Think I could have done this without learning so much about the video game, without friends to teach me, without watching other content creators, without doing shit myself and failing a bunch? No, this isn't the first time I've done something like this. I mean, it kind of is the first time I've done like a live show like this, but I mean, the first time I went live on stream, and now here I am doing like an organized live event. That's pretty crazy, right? It's all progress, my friends, and accept that. Now that you've run it back, you've made your video, and you've tried and tried again, you're ready. You're ready for the grind. You're ready to become a god like me and Yoshi P. So get out there and make some content. Make people laugh. Make people engaged. And most of all, my friends, make people cry. Thank you. Can I get a round of applause? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Very good. Now, hold on. Don't stop applauding for a second. I'd like to thank my producer, Quaid. That's right, Big Q. He's the guy fucking up all the stuff behind the scenes. No, seriously, I couldn't have done this shit without him. He's the guy doing all the slides, doing all the sounds. He's actually did a great job, considering how much he's had to deal with tonight. I've just had to read from frankly, some bad notes. Me and him last night were up for like 9 hours making this whole thing because we kind of left it till last minute. And hey, that's a mistake we can learn from, right, Quaid? Anyway, also, I'd like to thank a few FC members that have helped me a lot tonight. We've got Ducky. Ducky, you probably met at the door. She was helping guide you in. We got Scarlett here, who's been the main camera. They're actually backstage right now, sleeping in a bed. Frankly, I think we need to talk about their practice in the workplace. And then we've got Jub, who's up there in the top left, who is another camera. Also, I'd like to thank everybody that I mentioned this Lunacon, all the inspirations I have, all the people who've helped me, all the people who've inspired me along the way. And most of all, I'd like to thank Lunacon for allowing me this opportunity and giving me a deadline so that I would stick to it and actually make something cool on stream for once instead of just going live and doing the MSQ again and again and again. So yeah, I thank you guys a lot. And I mean, we've still got 15 minutes left, but I got no content. What do you think, producers? He thinks we should just end it, and I think that's a good idea. Hey, maybe you can go back to the other stream starting screen, and we'll do it like that. Thank you guys very much for coming. It's been a great 40 minutes. I know we had an hour, but I mean, this is a lot harder than I thought. We went longer in rehearsals. So yeah, thank you very much for showing up. This has been great. I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe to Pint. Subscribe Pint on YouTube, Pint on Twitch. Make sure you Twitch Prime to Prime. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys later.
It's probably too late to let
Bye.
that.
Guys, I've just been informed I wasn't supposed to swear on stream. I'm so sorry. All of that will be bleeped out in post. I didn't mean any of it. You misheard. It's all right. Cut the silly music. This is a serious moment. I'm sorry. Don't sue Lunacon. They're a good organization. Sorry, children. This is reality. Grow up. Goodbye.
You're gonna owe so much money in the